When I first told my friends I was going to become healthy, they all laughed their heads off. Okay, I'm about 14 years old. We're in my basement around our pool table. We had a pool table that we barely used. I think it was like my dad's thing, like he had to have that pool table. We're standing around this pool table, and I'm like, I'm gonna get jacked. My friends started cracking up. Up until that point, I was the token fat guy, right? I was the funny fat guy in every class in school. My friends knew me as the funny fat guy, so when I said that, they thought I was telling a joke. But so first comes the declaration, right? You got to declare what it is you're going to do. You don't have to do it to a bunch of people like I did. In fact, I might suggest that that's not the best idea to declare it to a bunch of people. You may want to declare it to yourself, right? In your head or even out loud to yourself. I'm going to blank, right? That way there's no risk of public failure. There's no risk of if you don't follow through, um, you won't do it. Or you could look at it the other way around. Maybe you want that extra risk so that you're forced to do the hard things when it gets hard. The big mistake is thinking that it's never going to get hard, because the next step after declaration goes the struggle, right? And they all laughed up until they called me and I didn't want to hang out because I was working out or going to the gym. They called me to go out and drink, and I didn't want to go out and drink because I was worried about getting healthy. They called me to, go to Taco Bell, and I didn't eat any food. I went with them to hang out, but I didn't eat anything. That's the struggle period. That's the period that most people are not willing to go through because they haven't come to the place in their mind where they're able to do that yet. Or their friends pressure them a little bit and they crack. They say, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should not worry about silly things like my weight or my health, which is not silly at all, by the way. It's actually, it's obviously one of the most important things you have. If somebody takes away your health overnight, well, you die, right? Then you have nothing, literally nothing. Um, so they were all laughing at me up until the struggles came, and then they were like mad at me a little bit, right? People don't always want you to change. People don't always want you to succeed because they like you the way you already are. So they have an aversion to you changing over time because they want you to stay who you are, because that's who they like, that's who they fell in love with, that's who their friend is, whatever the case may be. And so people hold us back in big ways all the time. And they don't know it. It's not their fault. They're not like purposely trying to hold you back and force you to stay small. They just say things like, you're changing. And you're like, yeah, that's kind of the point. But they're like, you changed, you're not the same. I like the old you. These are phrases that you'll hear when you start to go through a transformation, start to change your life. I like you just the way you are or the way you were, things like that. And they mean well. It's coming from a place of love most of the time, I've found personally. This is my experience. But if it's going to hold you back, it doesn't matter how well they mean. If they're trying to keep you fat when you want to be, healthy, then what is really the end goal there? What is the end in mind? And and so you go from declaration to struggle, and then you start to hit the goals. And by that point, you might have new friends. Things might be different between your friends, or your friends just have to accept the new you, accept the fact that that is how you are now, and that is how you're going to be. For me, luckily, my friends did accept the new me. They kind of enjoyed the fact that I shoved it in their face and proved them wrong. They enjoyed the fact that they were laughing until they weren't. They were laughing all the way up until the struggles started happening. Then they got kind of mad. Then they kind of ate their words, right? When it came down to it, when I had a six pack 2 years later in high school, they were shocked. They were happy for me. They were like proud of me. They were like, this is our friend that changed everything in his life, and he went through this. They would tell my story for me to other people, and it changed everything. So they were laughing at me all the way up until they weren't anymore. And then they were either on my side, they were out of my life, or they were, pissed off at me somewhere else. I guess that would be out of my life as well. But the point is, people will laugh at you on your journey, especially if you do that declaration piece out loud. You don't have to do that. You can. It depends how you believe you will be driven, right? If you believe that other people knowing what you're trying to do, whether it's start a business, get healthy, beat Lyme disease, lose weight, whether it's one of those things or anything in your life, right? If you're trying to find the love of your life, you're trying to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you don't have to tell anybody. You could just tell yourself, hey, I'm going to find the love of my life. Hey, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Hey, I'm going to start a business, and then get to work. However, do not think that you can skip that struggle period. You cannot. No matter what it is, if it's worth pursuing, there's going to be a period of struggle, of sweat, tears, hardship. It's difficult. If it's worth doing, it is difficult. That's why I always teach my kids, do the hard things. Do the difficult things. Behind everything that's worth doing is a bunch of difficult tasks leading up to it. I'm here at a business conference. It's awesome. And it's going to help me, hopefully, with serving you at a higher capacity. It's going to help me with learning more about how to help you. Also, it's going to help me in my other business ventures that I have going on, which I don't always talk about on this channel, and I'm probably not going to, because I like to keep it focused on you and how you can improve your life. Now, hopefully this conference, one of the things I want to take away is how I can make better content for you, how I can make more videos for you that are helpful. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, in my hotel room right now. It's 6 a.m. And I was thinking about you, and I was thinking about how I could tell a story that would help you throughout your day. And I believe that those 3 steps, the declaration, the struggle, and the success, those 3 things happen with every single thing I've ever done that was worth doing. First, you declare what's going on. Next, you struggle, you sweat, you bleed, you cry, you go through the hardships. And finally, you get to where you want to go. And sometimes that struggle period is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. Sometimes it's 1 month. It just depends how big your goal is and what you're trying to do, obviously. But I hope this message finds you well. I hope you're trying really hard to do something in your life, right? To improve yourself in some way. That is really the goal of this channel, is to help you improve yourself. Whether that's beating Lyme disease, which is a huge improvement that I had to make in my life. The declaration that I made was, I'm going to beat Lyme disease naturally. I'm not going to use antibiotics because that's killing all the gut bacteria and all the good bacteria in my body. I don't really believe in antibiotics very much. I don't like the idea of them. And so I decided I wasn't going to do that. Then I found out it was really freaking difficult to not use antibiotics because there's no real products out there. There's just tincture. Like, I had to go to an herbalist, get tinctures. I had to go, find the herbs, source the herbs, make teas out of them, brew them into some kind of tea. I had to I had to find other herbs that I could take in like a powder form. There was like all these different herbs in all different boxes and bags, and I had to brew some of them. I had to, take some of them in water. I had to take some of them as a pill. I had to take some of them in a tincture form. I had to go to an herbalist a few times to help figure this stuff out, and it doesn't need to be that hard. And that's the problem that I want to solve for you if you have Lyme disease. I want to help you beat Lyme disease without going through all that struggle and all the trials and finding things and brewing them and all of that. I want to just hand you what you need in order to heal. And so that's my goal. And I've done that. I've done that on my website, LymeDiseaseWars.com. And I'm here at this business conference learning way more about how to serve you and how to help you more and how to make more videos and how to, be better at YouTube even. I'll say it is difficult, obviously, to upload a video this week because I'm here in Florida, away from home. I don't have my camera equipment, my lighting. I don't have any of my stuff. It's my fault. I should have created a video before I came. I didn't. It's been a crazy, crazy time at home with the kids always being around, driving them to school, home from school, to soccer practice, to, dance class, to all the different things that they have going on. And then also running a business that is not this business. It's not HealthSpark. It is something completely different. And then trying to find time for HealthSpark in between all of those other things. It's been very, very difficult. That's not an excuse. That's just me telling you what's going on. When I get home, like one of my main goals is to really be able to create valuable, amazing content for you. Not to say that this video is not, it's just that obviously, I'm just sitting in a hotel room, filming this on my phone. I can do a lot better than this. And I'm not even gonna edit this video. I'm just gonna take it, upload it for you guys. So you can kind of hear that story about my friends laughing at me at first. People aren't always gonna be on your side. People aren't always gonna wanna see you succeed. And there's more times than not, they will not want you to succeed. And it's not consciously, they're not thinking in their head, man, I really hope this guy fails or this girl fails. They're thinking in their head, they're selfish. Everybody's usually just thinking about themselves. Okay, it's something that I've learned as I got older, is that nobody's really thinking about you. They're not sitting around thinking about you specifically. They're thinking about how they can make their own life better, right? And if they're your friend, they're thinking about how you benefit their life by being their friend. And if you were a certain way and now you're changing, and if you used to go out with them and drink with them all night, but now you're not because you want to be healthy, then you don't serve the same purpose in their life for them. And taking that out of their life causes a disruption for them. And they will voice that opinion to you and say, you changed, you're different, you used to do this, you used to do that, I like you, the old you, things like that. And this happens a lot when people start a business because they start grinding and working on their business so often that they don't really have much time for their other relationships, and it kind of gets tricky. And so it's just part of the game. It's part of the struggle after the declaration. So hopefully this video helps you out, makes you think a little bit about how you can apply it to your life. Comment in this comment section below. Let us know, like, what are you thinking? How does this apply to you? What is your story that you think of when you hear this message? And I can't wait to see what you say. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ryan Kearns, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.